So the evil stars use magic and soul selling to choke me up right now. Sorry, there's like a salt dancing around in my scraping my throat right now. So I'm coughing right now because they ended the video and they're trying to kill me because they don't want this information to get out. And they're using gay pornographic material to distract a bunch of men to kill women right now, to stop the information from getting out. Okay, so the evil proton stars, you always have to remember that every single time you look at the star, that the star is actually looking right at you, and it knows exactly who you are. And every single star in the universe is an actual genius. And every single star in the universe that you can see is an actual god. Maybe not all of them, but most of them are gods. Okay, so you might have seen a movie like this before. Okay, you might have seen this in a movie before, and I don't remember it because I just don't care about aliens, and I just don't care about intergalactic traveling, space traveling. I don't care about NASA. I just don't really care about that type of lifestyle. So I don't remember, okay? But this is what it is, okay? So when you see a star, right? There's a star, and then there's a bunch of planets orbiting around the star, right? There's a lot of planets, and there are a lot of aliens running around, like a bunch of alien species, a lot of different alien species running around the planets, and they're using spaceships to travel to other planets that are orbiting around that star. And those aliens is just travel through space and visit other planets all night and day long. Okay? And what a lot of people don't understand and don't know is that star actually is a genius. That star is smart, and it is powerful and all-knowing. And that star, that evil star, created those evil predator alien species. And that star created that planet and that whole entire habitat. And that star is the one who created that spaceship. And sometimes it really depends. Okay? It really depends. There's a lot of both, though. Okay? So sometimes the alien species and the planet, sometimes the planet can think and sometimes it cannot. Sometimes the spaceship can think and it cannot. But sometimes the living beings orbiting around the star, they know that the star created them. And they know that the star is their God, if that makes sense. And they know that the star created those spaceships. And they know that the star is that star and they just know that star is capable of doing all that. Sometimes, though, these alien species, okay, are just shadow puppets. They're just shadow puppets to do whatever the star wants. They're just puppets sometimes of the star. Creatures made by the star, okay? But also sometimes the alien species created by that star, okay, that star created that alien species to be tortured and to be eaten alive by reality. And those alien species or human species, whatever it is, they never ever knew that the sun or that star that their planet orbits around created them. And the star will never ever tell them because it is just evil. And that star made those alien species just to torture them because It's just an evil star that just wants everyone to die and to get hurt. And that's all it does. Okay? So sometimes an alien species is just a puppet for a star, or sometimes that alien species is actually just a slave. Just a slave made to be tortured and just to be torn apart. Emotionally, physically, mentally, like everything. Just to be torn apart by that star since the beginning of all time. And they just have to live like that forever. And they think that the enemy is what they see right in front of them, which is another alien species. And then they think that all of the surrounding alien species that are from a different species are the enemies that are causing them to be tortured, that are causing them to suffer for that long. When in reality, it was the evil proton star that was creating flesh and alien species and putting them on their planet to go to war with each other all day and night long. And then the star was controlling the weather, controlling the temperatures, controlling everything. Okay? It is super fucking evil. And that's what Star Wars Clone Wars means. It means that stars can create flesh. And it can create a soul. And it can put the two together to create life. Okay? And that's what Star Wars Clone Wars means. And Anakin Skywalker is based off of Kenshin Himura or Sora from Kingdom Hearts. So that guy was impersonating Kenshin and Sora from Kingdom Hearts. So, and Padme is impersonating and pretending to be Princess Pearl. So, a evil star from another planet created a puppet, like an alien species that's humanoid species, to impersonate Kenshin Himura and Princess Pearl, Princess Ariel. And they are evil, and that they created those puppets, those alien puppets, just to tear them apart as a way to show Cloud Strife an act of war. And Cloud Strife is actually also another star. So Cloud is actually a star. Okay? And so Cloud, who is also a star, he is not a proton star, but he is like a type of star. Like a type of fire star is what Cloud is saying. So you, like Calcifer, like Cloud is like Calcifer. And like he is probably more like a rainbow fire. Of all of the heavenly colors. So Cloud is a fire made up of all of the heavenly colors. Cloud is also a star, and he went to war with that proton star who created Anakin Skywalker and Padme. And those names are created by Cloud Strife just to talk about that story. Okay? But Cloud Strife, he punished that other star with magic. And we will not talk about how he punished that star, but Cloud Strife is capable of creating a type of chemical or energy force that is pain itself. Pain and agony and suffering. And Cloud Strife can send that type of suffering and pain energy and infuse it into that star. And then that star, its whole entire body becomes pain itself. Does that make sense? And so Cloud Strife hurt and killed that star because it wrote a story about how Cloud Strife and his best friend, his boyfriend, or best friend, Kenshin Himura, got into a vicious sword fight. And because Kenshin got mad at Cloud for cheating on him with Padme. Because Kenshin wanted Padme all to himself. So Kenshin got mad at Cloud Strife, and Cloud Strife fought back, and he won that fight in hell. And that Kenshin lost both of his legs. The star cut off both of Kenshin's legs, and Kenshin was screaming and cussing Cloud Strife out, and he was crawling through the lava, trying to kill Cloud Strife just for having sex with Princess Pearl, Padme. Does that make sense? And Cloud Strife hated seeing that shit. Like, he just hated the fact that that star even thought of writing that story at all. Like, he just thought of writing that story where, like, Kenshin was, like, screaming in pain and, like, crying in front of, like, Cloud's face and wanted to kill him. Stuff like that. And so Cloud punished and went to war with that star. And that's what Star Wars Clone Wars means. Okay? So, it should be important for you guys to understand that sometimes someone is just born as a fire, like Calcifer from Howl's Moving Castle. Like, someone is just a breathing, talking, walking fire, or like a floating fire, a flying fire, or like just a star, or like a type of gas, or water, or air that is like that can use energy to mold and to create materials, and that these beings can be good or evil. Okay, so anyways, Cloud Strife just wants you guys to know that that's how everything was made. Like, someone made all of those things. Okay, so someone made those boxes. Someone made that glass vase. Like, someone made that light bulb. Someone made that fan. Someone made that cloth string. Someone made that little bead, that wooden bead. Okay, this is a wooden bead, okay? Okay? Someone made that vase. Like, someone made those plastic wings to create a fan. Someone made that, like, that glass, whatever. It was a star. It was a cloud, who was a magical being who used his own magic to create these things. Does that make sense? So all of these things were actually pretty much created out of thin air, out of nothingness. Cloud Strife just really did not need anything except for himself to create all these things as a star. Does that make sense? It can just happen. Okay? As a human being, you cannot just run around Earth and then find metal, and you just can't find wood. Okay? Like, don't think of a tree as a wood. Okay? They lied to you. Okay? That tree fucking lied to you. Okay? You cannot go to a forest and cut down a tree to make a wood. And then someone said, bet. Go ahead, do it. Do it yourself. I'm not going to stop you. Go ahead and go right now. So we just deported him. We deported him to a forest, and now he has to go cut down a tree and prove that you can create a house by cutting down a fucking tree and making wood out of it. He said, bet. And he lost all of his magical powers because Cloud took it all away, because it was a fucking bet. If you want to fucking bet, sometimes you win and lose things. And so Cloud used magic to take away all of his magic powers. And now he's in the middle of a desert, and there's only one tree. And does he have what? A saw? He does not have a saw. There's just one tree, and now he has to win this bet and then cut down a tree and prove he can make a house out of it. And then that's it, because he was gonna fucking cheat by using magic and then lying to everyone about it. With magic, anything is possible. And it's super fucked up. It's actually super fucked up that anything could be possible with magic, dude. That shit's fucking wild. It's wild how anything is possible. Nothing is not possible, dude. everything is possible. And Cloud Strife says that the fact that anything is possible with magic, that it creates evil, I guess. It's just super fucking evil that like a star can play with someone's life like that. Does that make sense? Okay, so going back to that movie, there was this movie where everyone was running around the planet, an alien planet, right? And I think that some human beings just wanted to leave Earth and to explore outer space because they were also stars and they just wanted to meet other stars and their species. And then I think at the end of the movie, I guess everyone was fighting each other all the time and a lot of aliens were dying. And then at the end of the movie, there was an alien, and then he pointed to the star, and then the alien said, "And that is our leader." And then the human being said, "So that's your leader? How is that possible?" And then the alien said something like, I don't remember, but then the alien said something like, he said something like, he's just a really smart guy. Like, he's just really smart. And then that's all he said. And that alien was actually one of his puppets who was talking to that human being. And yeah, so they talk about it in alien movies a lot. Well, not a lot, but they kind of do it. Like every single time like you watch an alien movie, like that alien is actually real. And that alien planet is actually real. Okay? But so I was supposed to write a Tumblr post about this like a long time ago, like in 2025. I was supposed to tell you. But what happened is that the Iranian war broke out. And then the internet got converted and it got turned into a pornographic website to distract a lot of human beings that are being tortured by stars. And all of them are being distracted by gay pornographic material. And the star is manipulating gay men, skank men, to kill and murder all women right now. So that Dark Pastel cannot tell you that that star that you see up in the sky, it knows exactly who you are. It knows everyone that you know, who you know. It knows where you've been. And it's trying to clone you so that it can play with your life for all eternity. One thing that I thought was super crazy as someone who is a muggle and does not understand magic, and that magic can create flesh and to create life, or just to create life and to create a type of body, and it could be any type of body, alien, bug, like fucking demons, like fucking boogers, type of air body, type of like any body. It's super crazy, okay? Like, I'm sorry. Johnny Somali? Oh, so Johnny Somali. So the reason why I got magically manipulated to sound like Johnny Somali is because the person that Johnny Somali is talking about is actually an evil proton star, and that was Zack Fair, right? So Zack Fair is actually Aladdin and Jafar, okay? And so Zack Fair is like a type of evil, like electricity. So he's not a star, but he's like a type of evil electricity. So I forgot what I was saying, and he magicked me to forget what I was saying. But so what's happening is that Oh yeah, so now I remember. So Lucifer had to remind me because Zack Fair tried to lie to you guys. He's one of those evil Star Wars, Clone Wars type of people, okay? So that star was looking at you the whole time. And it was far away. Do you guys know how far away that is? Like, you really don't, but you just know that it's super fucking far, right? And that star was looking at your eyes, the color of your eyes. Like, it can see closer into your body than you can. It can count every single vein in your body. It can count every single time your body pulsates, breathes, blinks. It can count how many steps in a day you take. That's how evil these stars are. Okay? So every single time you look at a star, you should come to realize that that star is actually your enemy. And every star in the sky is actually your enemy. And the moon is actually also your enemy. Okay? You should never, ever, ever go to the moon. You should never, ever, ever visit the other planets from the solar system, because those are actually alien planets that have traveled across the world to steal the center of the universe from planet Earth. Does that make sense? Because the planet Earth used to be the center of the world and of the star, but of the kingdom of heaven. So in the kingdom of heaven, okay, the star revolves around heaven because heaven is the center of the world. But on Earth, the Earth is not the center of the world. It revolves around the sun. Does that make sense? And a bunch of aliens tried to invade that solar system and say, well, you're not the center of the universe. What about us? And then push things like transgenderism, like abortion onto people, like stuff like that. And just to get away with like a lot of like criminality. Does that make sense? Okay. So you should never travel to those planets, because those planets invaded the Earth's solar system. And the Earth's solar system was never, ever, ever supposed to have any other planet in its solar system except for the Earth itself. Okay? You should never, ever go to those planets, because each and every those planets know exactly who you are. They know everything about you. They know every single vein in your body. They know every single follicle of hair on your head and on your body. They know the exact number. They know when it falls off of your body and everything. It's that fucking smart. How? I don't know. I'm just a muggle. I'm not that fucking smart. It's crazy that some people can be that smart, but it's just real. Okay? So, every single star in the sky is evil. And every single time you make a wish on a star, that star heard exactly what you are thinking. It knows exactly what you want. And so, what that star does is that it actually kills your dreams. It destroys your dreams and it plays with your heart. And so in reality, you should never, ever, ever, ever wish on a star. And it was a lie made by those stars, because they are a type of God that lied to you to play with your life like that, because it is actually just an evil star. And so in the end, I just want to say that and like a lot of people in the Epstein files who work really hard to know what conspiracy theories are about, and a lot of stars are in the documentary. They talk about a lot of stars, okay? In conspiracy theories and the Epstein files and everything, okay? a lot of people found out in the Epstein files that there are evil stars that create clones of people on Earth. And then they just throw their body into molten lava, into a volcano. And then their body can never ever die, but it can only retain pain and suffering. And so there are people whose clones, like you looked at a star and then you made a wish on a star, and then that star just cloned you, and then it created a planet that is made out of lava only, and maybe an outer shell. Maybe an outer shell like a rock. And then you just run around in like the middle of nowhere. And then there's just like lava everywhere, and then you scream, and then you cry, and then there's a star. There's a star that's like, Doomve! 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 And he's like, that's right! That's right! Suffer, bitch! Suffer, bitch! Die! Die! And the star just does shit like that all fucking night and all fucking day long. It's just super fucking evil. Okay? So, it's very important for you guys to understand that most things are made by someone. Someone always makes something. Some things just create itself and then they come into existence. And some things do accidentally just come into existence. That is real too. But you guys, it's really, really stupid to just think that, like, for a survival tactic, just to buy a cup. Just to buy a cup from some company or some producer and not know who those people are or what they're thinking. Just so that you can put your name on that cup and sell it to your followers and to your viewers. Like, that's a really stupid plan. It's not smart at all. Because the person making those cups for you could be an evil proton star. And each and every single one of those cups can be your kryptonite. You know how Superman has a kryptonite? And that kryptonite can be activated by like a certain type of milk, or like a certain type of chemical, or like a type of temperature that kryptonite could be activated. Does that make sense? Or it could just be a type of poison or a type of drug. But not knowing the producer personally, and you might know them personally, but they still might not be your friend. It is just a stupid survival tactic to think that YouTube is gonna provide for your life like that. Or watching a movie and living in this fantasy world of like commercialism or merchandising, like thinking that merchandising and commercialism is gonna save your life as a human being that doesn't know how to make a cup, or can't draw a straight line, or cannot draw a perfect circle without a stencil. Like, it's a really stupid survival plan to think that money is going to save your life. It is a stupid, wildly stupid plan, survival plan, to think that money is going to save your life. Because someone made those cups. Someone made that bowl. Someone made that fork. Someone made the clothing that you're wearing. And you don't know what it's made out of. And you don't know their intentions. It's not very clear to you, but they gave it to you for a reason. One day, though, you're going to realize that money was a lie the whole time, and that everything that you bought was made by an evil, evil creature. Evil proton star, evil demon, evil electricity, evil air. Just to torture you for all time. Like one day, that kryptonite is gonna turn on. You only touched like that, like that cup once. And then it stayed onto your DNA forever. One day it's gonna turn on, and it's gonna torture you forever. So that Mexican kid standing outside my house and having Mexican people talk about tamales, like a piece of shit wrapped in a corn leaf. And like some Mexican kid standing outside my house trying to act like he's like the most popular, like the most suave, like the most like the best, like the biggest Hollywood star in Hollywood right now. On earth. Like, that's like the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. That's my word, by the way. Suave. That's my word. So anyways, and like just to stand outside someone's house and just to feel like you're that rich because you sound like Kenshin Himura. Just to feel like you're at the top of the world. When the Grand Canyon is just 30 minutes away. It's not even 30 minutes away. Like, the Grand Canyon is like 10 minutes away. And someone can push you down that canyon and you'll fucking die. That's how dangerous it is out here. Like, it's just a really stupid, like, diva, like, personality that, like, Mexican people have. Well, anyways, by the end of the day, though, Mexican people are going to be the poorest people in all existence. They are Africa, after all. So, I just think that it's crazy. It's crazy that news just broke out. And Mexican people are like, guys, is it true that Mexico is actually Africa? Like, why am I not understanding this now? And that was like Diego Rodriguez too. Like, to have your king just come out onto the internet and just say, wait a minute, so Mexico never amounted to anything and we're Africa? Like, that literally just happened like a few days ago, like this week. That was this week. And to have so many Mexican people stand outside my house in the middle of the desert, like in the middle of nowhere, for real. For real. All it takes is like 10 minutes, 5-10 minute walk to just reach like a desert with like nothing there, like nothing left in the world. Except for pain and death and murder. Like, that's how dangerous it is out here. And just to, like everyone just figured out that, like, Mexico is actually Africa. And just to have, like, some ugly Mexican kid stand outside my house acting like he feels rich right now. Well, there's cow poop that's, like, swirling in the middle of the sky like the fucking toilet. Because Mexican people just use cow poop to, like, fertilize their fucking food. It's just really, really crazy that, like, Mexican people just do shit like that. Like, they just act like they're so fucking rich. Like, all the fucking time. They act like they're poor or rich. They're either super fucking rich, like Bad Bunny, or like Mario Lopez, or like, who else is there? Or like Nick Jonas, or like Selena Gomez, right? Or they're like super fucking poor, like you'd fucking expect. But all of them are that fucking poor. And all of the glamour that you see is just AI, CGI computers the whole time, creating an illusion and a fantasy. Like, pretty much 100% of videos that you see on the internet is generated by AI, CGI computers, and no one actually fucking acts out here. No one is actually an actor. No one is actually producing videos through labor. And all of it is just made by AI, CGI computers. You know, Cloud Strife, he said something. And he said that Mexican people, they act like they can figure a lot out. Oh, I know that already. Oh, I get it already. Oh, I'm like really smart. I understand that already. Like, are you dumb? Are you stupid? Like, how stupid can you be? How much sugar is in this? You could die of cancer. Oh, you stupid American. You don't know how to cook spaghetti right. Oh, you stupid, stupid American. And they keep doing shit like that. But the only thing that they can never figure out, no matter how many times people tell Mexican people, is that they're gonna end up in hell. That's the only thing that Mexican people can never ever figure out. They just cannot do it. The only thing that Mexican people foresee for themselves, the only future that Mexican people ever see is that they will one day become rich and famous. And all Mexican people like that. Like, that's the only future that they see for themselves. And that planet Earth will go on to live forever. It will not explode like a star. The black hole will not take the fucking planet down. This Earth is fucking immortal. And it can live forever. And that he will one day become an internet celebrity. And everyone will love him more than everyone else. That's a doomsday, is what he said. That's the only foreseeable future that Mexican people can ever realize. But then Cloud Strife kills them because it's just some fucking sugar. And it's not that fucking bad. It's a nutrition. It says nutritional value. A sugar is a nutritional value. It is not a cancer. It is not a fucking disease. A sugar is not a poison. A sugar is a multivitamin, and Mexican people sold their soul to the devil just to cut that shit up. Okay, just get me to stutter. A sugar is a nutrition, which is a multivitamin, is what Cloud Strife said. It's just some fucking sugar. It's not that big of a fucking deal. If you want to go to war and see that many people fucking die over some fucking ketchup and some fucking sugar, then someone's gonna have to fucking die. And he wanted to make it a movie, a mafia movie about how you have to fucking die just because you put sugar in your fucking spaghetti. And then they die, and then they go to hell. And then Cloud Strife says he was able to figure all of that out. Everything out. The math. How long it takes you to fucking eat. he was able to figure out how long it takes to drive to your fucking boyfriend's house. But the one thing he couldn't figure out is that he was gonna die and go to hell. It's a stupid way to fucking live. But that's the only person he wants to be. The only type of people that Mexican people want to be is someone who fights you over fucking sugar and ketchup all fucking day. So anyways, I think I'm going to end the video here. But, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy to be like a high school Mexican kid standing outside of someone's house in the middle of nowhere, barely making it, barely surviving. There's cow poop outside right now. It stinks really fucking bad. There's a giant fucking pimple. There's a giant ass fucking pimple that have a lot of passage into your fucking pores. Just to say I'm Kenshin now. In the middle of fucking nowhere. And then that's it. Like, on top of the Grand fucking Canyon. The fucking desert. Stupid ass fucking dream. And that kid will never fucking change. Just throw him in hell. Just throw that kid in hell. Just throw the tamales in hell too. That thing does not deserve to live. It has to fucking die. A violent fucking death. Just for standing on the Grand Canyon and saying, I'm Kenshin. And just for being Mexican. The dumbest thing I've ever seen or heard in my life. Well, anyways, guys, I'm going to end the video here. I had to start the video because some Mexican people were talking to me about tamales and Kenshin and stuff like that. Yeah, well, anyways, bye, guys.